been excited. We partnered with Ericsson for years now, talking about the evolution of mobility, mobile infrastructure. Ericsson produces a mobility report twice a year, pretty much for the past decade. We'll be hearing about some of the insights from it. You got to see a couple of the quick tidbits, during the wait time. 83% of smartphone users claimed that ICT helped them cope during this quarantine time. Mobile data, traffic grew by 14% in Q1. So some really interesting facts that we're seeing out of the mobility report. So in a second, I'm going to introduce Peter Linder. Peter from Ericsson, who heads up 5G marketing in North America. He's recognized as a global top 100 influencer in 5G and a top 50 influencer in industrial IoT. He joined Ericsson, to be very exact, 10,517 days ago. He splits his career between North America and global, and he's here to provide you today with a perspective on 5G. So I'm going to have Peter turn on his video, and I'll share with you the results just so you can see them. So of the audience, we have an interesting distribution. About half the people, or a little more than half, feel that they understand 5G. But I'll turn my camera off and let you talk to the group about what you guys are seeing at Ericsson with mobility report and trends around 5G.
Yeah, thank you very much, Josh. So I hope there'll be have some elements for all of you in the audience here, whether you feel that you know it all or whether there are some new things going on here. So we do the mobility report frequently, and there's a few things I wanted to highlight from that one. The first one is the momentum around 5G. I think that's the most powerful momentum we've ever seen in any cellular technology before. And we'll have 190 million subscribers at the end of this year. That's the second year of 5G. And we had 20 million in the first year. 10 million of those ones are in North America, a lot of momentum in Asia. And then you can ask, how can we get to these kind of very large numbers so quick? Coming from a couple of different directions. First is the service provider has been very aggressive in building out networks. So we have 75 service providers that switched on 5G networks today. The second aspect is also part of the ecosystem that's coming on the device side. There's more than 300 announced devices. I think it was 317 at the end of June, out of which 135 is released. So the combination of these, large number of networks, large number of devices, is what's driving the momentum. So we expect that the takeoff for 5G is going to take us to 2.8 billion subscribers already by 2025. And at that point that we will have almost 50% of the traffic in the mobile network will be carried by the 5G portion of the network. So it will not be 5G everywhere. Everybody will not use 5G, but still the amount that the people that have it will use it up to roughly generating half of the traffic. The second thing I want you to see is a little bit like 5G is both mobile and fixed. So when you talk about fixed broadband anywhere where you don't have fiber, you can see 5G as a clear alternative. And the reason why is this, that we're taking 5G, we're bringing it closer and closer and closer to you as users. And as we do that, it's also an opportunity to use that for fixed broadband. So the last bit that's today's copper or coaxial cable in the cable network can be replaced by 5G. So we expect that is going to be used for both homes and businesses. We're going to take usage up from a little bit less than 60 million today to 160 million in 5 years. And that traffic that's going to be generated there is going to be 25% of the mobile traffic. So that doesn't perhaps mean anything to you, but if you say that 400 million homes would generate as much traffic as all mobile subscribers combined, gives you a little bit perspective on these numbers. The next one is a little bit about what's going on with the mobile services. So far we have been used with that we have mobile services, which is everything going on over the top. So you have universal service, and then anything going on top of that is what you and I use as applications. We're seeing a little bit of shift right now in the mobile world. All operators in the world, they offered mobile services with buckets, and out of the 300 plus operators we are serving, 95 offering them over the 99 offering unlimited versions as well. This has been pretty much stable over the year. What is growing and changing right now is the different new business models that are coming into place, where we, for example, we're combining a service with the underlying connectivity for multiple different applications. There's 123 of those different combinations out there right now that have grown from 71 just 18 months ago. Other things that is happening is we're looking kind of different types of business models where we're looking at device-based, so that you and I pay different prices for a watch or a tablet versus what we pay for a phone. Some are off-peak, so people are using when there's no traffic load in the network, that you can offer the capacity during those hours at different plans. Family plans is perhaps the obvious ones. And I think what we're going to see here as we move into 5G, we're going to see more and more of these connections between the experiences that create and bundling that in different ways with the connectivity services. So not everything will be over the top. The next piece is about cellular IoT. A lot of the Internet of Things applications can and will using a mobile network. So where we're connecting different things than smartphones to the network. We divide them in a couple of different categories, and where it's going, we expect 5.2 billion subscribers worldwide by 2025. So you just take the 2 and the 5 at the end and turn them around, so it's easy to remember. That is divided in a couple of different categories. One category is massive IoT. That is like all the small stuff that generate little traffic and little revenues, but is in very large volumes. That's at 52%. The other ones that's growing quickly is broadband and critical IoT. Broadband IoT that you can do with the technology that's sitting in a watch today. Or critical IoT, that's when we're connecting cars, power systems, and where the resiliency and latency is critical. That is going to be around 34%. So what you can describe the happening, what's going on in this field over the next 5 years. Overall, it's growing. Anything that was connected with 2G and 3G get transitioned over to 4G, and anything that's connected with 4G or not yet connected today is going to be connected with 5G. The final point I wanted to get across to you is a little bit how we all are affected by COVID-19 and the role that the network plays. It's been interesting. We did a quick study as the pandemic broke out, as we wrote the report. 98% of the respondents said that maintaining resilience and quality of the networks was absolutely critical. 94% described a phenomena that I've seen, that essentially where we're trying to help out the people that are living a little bit in isolation. So family dinners for all, including grandma. This video call to grandma, checking out what's going on instead of just a phone call a week, like the daily video call. And 92% were saying that they're really looking forward to educational content packages for children. I think we winged it in the spring here, trying to get the education going. We have a bigger challenge ahead of us in the fall here, as now everybody need to get educated, and the pandemic might go on quite a bit. So I think stop there and hope that you're given some insights here from what is going on in the 5G world and what it looks like.
Great, thanks, Peter. Yeah, and I think it's amazing. We've been talking about 5G for a while now. Obviously now we're starting to see the deployments. I think the numbers are staggering to see the projection of number of devices that will come online and all the benefits we'll see from 5G. For those of the in the audience, in the emails you would have received the last couple of days, you could download the full current Ericsson mobility report from their website. Has a lot more figures and facts around this, as well as the true applications and how we'll see 5G transforming everything. Peter, thank you again for joining us today, and we look forward to hearing more from Ericsson.
Thank you very much. The pleasure was all mine, and thank you all for attending.
Great, thank you.